Welcome on back to Skippers. Today we have 6 must-add players for your fantasy baseball teams in Week 7. Today's episode is brought to you by Truebill. Make sure you join the Discord. Please don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get into the players. My first must-add player is Christian Walker of the Diamondbacks. He is 23% rostered, 212 average, 9 homers, 18 RBIs, 18 runs, and no stolen base. This season, only 6 hitters have more than 100 plate appearances, a strikeout percentage below 20%, and a barrel percentage over 12%. They are Yordan Alvarez, Christian Walker, Juan Soto, Luis Robert, Freddie Freeman, and Anthony Rizzo. It's a pretty good group for Christian Walker to be included in there. His expected batting average is .281. He's top 3% of the league in expected slug, top 5% of the league in expected weighted on-base average. His barrel percentage is in the 95th percentile, and his chase rate is in the 87th percentile. Weighted runs created plus of 118. And in 2019, he had 29 homers and 73 RBIs in 150-ish games. His numbers aren't extremely different from his career averages, so I think Christian Walker can sustain this type of pace and be good for your fantasy baseball leagues. The average isn't great right now, but I think that'll figure itself out. The second player this week is Mike Yastrzemski of the Giants, 31% rostered, 290 average, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. He's slashing 300, 412, 550 since coming back from injury, with career highs in hard hit rate and average exit velocity so far. He quietly had a really good season last year after getting off to a horrendous start. He's been an underrated fantasy asset, I believe, since 2019. He's been crushing the ball, top 6% of the league in average exit velo, a weighted runs created plus of 140, and a weighted on-base average of 366. He's got great bat-to-ball skills and an advanced approach with a 95th percentile chase rate. Yastrzemski's a really solid player and a nice pickup if you need outfield help. Again, I think he is super underrated. And, I mean, he was a guy a couple years ago you could just plug and play the whole season. And I think we're almost at that point again here. My third must-add is Nick Pivetta of the Red Sox, 14% roster, 2-4, 4.22 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and a 1.15 whip. Nick Pivetta was kind of like you say Kikuchi last week. I mean, I think we got Pivetta a little late here because of the start. That was really good last night, obviously the complete game. But the tough schedule start of the season, he had the Yankees, Twins, and the Blue Jays twice in April. Since the end of April, he has 31 innings pitched, 19 hits, 2.03 ERA, .77 whip, 5 walks, and 31 strikeouts. I honestly think Pivetta can be relevant in all fantasy formats going forward. He has a FIP of 375, showing that he's pitching better than what his ERA would suggest. His curveball has been a really good pitch with 33% called strike and whiff rate, and has the 24th highest spin rate. He seems to have figured something out here this month. I think it's kind of a no-brainer, a guy you can just ride for a little bit if he's on this hot streak. Obviously, with pitchers, there's a lot of injuries there. So I think if Pivetta's on your wire, he's worth picking up. Special shout-out to Truebill for sponsoring today's video. Now that the summer and baseball season here, I've been trying to get to as many ball games as possible, and I've been using Truebill to make sure every ticket I buy stays within my budget. Truebill is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. The personal finance manager allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, monitor your credit score, and build your savings all in one place. Now that I'm able to visualize how much I'm spending versus how much I'm earning, I spend a few more games in the 500 level, which has made me realize that those are where the best fans in baseball are. To try it out for free, head to truebill.com/OwnersBox or click the link in the video description. My fourth must-add this week is a nice little category booster. That's Jorge Mateo of the Orioles, 36% rostered, 235 average, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and 10 stolen bases. If you need steals in a roto league, I think Jorge Mateo is probably the best option on a lot of waiver wires. He's the everyday shortstop for the O's and is second in the big leagues in steals. His profile doesn't show a lot of power, but he has an OBP around 300 last year. I think if he gets back there, the opportunity for steals is still going to be there, and I don't see why he can't steal upwards of 40 this year. Not much to the team other than this boost for steals. I understand in deeper leagues, you probably have him rostered already. But I think it's a decent pickup here, Jorge Mateo. Hopefully you can figure it out a little bit more with the bat, but the steals will be there. I have 2 deeper ads to finish off this video for you guys. The first one is Lamont Wade Jr. of the Giants, 5% roster, 240, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. He's only played 10 games this season, and that is due to a knee injury. But how the Giants have used him in the games that he has played is why I think you need to pick him up. He was the leadoff hitter for 7 of the 8 games that he has started. He's first base and outfield eligible, which is always nice to have that flexibility to help replace an injured player or just use him as a bench bat. He had 18 homers and 6 steals in only 109 games last season with an OPS of 808. I think Wade is another underrated fantasy asset that you can pick up to help your teams. He was swinging the bat really well to start the year. I obviously worry about a knee injury bugging him long term, but if he comes back and he's hitting lead out the first couple days, I think it's no-brainer pickup for you to help your team. And finally, Harold Ramirez of the Rays, 1% roster, 321 average, no homers, 8 RBIs, and 1 bag. Recently, Harold Ramirez has been hitting 3 or 4 in the Rays lineup, so I think this is a nice little hidden gem, especially in your deeper leagues. You look at his percentile rankings, 80th in average exit velo, 86th in max exit velo, 95th hard hit percentage, 92nd in expected weighted on base, expected batting average is 100th percentile, strikeout rate is 94th percentile, and sprint speed is 78th percentile. It's been up to 92 in years past. All these metrics are really good, but you take into account that his average launch angle is only 0.2 degrees. I think that'll figure itself out as his career average is about 4.6. He should at least contribute in runs, RBIs, and average for you in your roto leagues. Even could add a couple steals here and there. So if the home runs don't come, don't totally worry about Harold Ramirez because I think he can help you out in all those different categories. That's the video. Shout out to Truebill for sponsoring. Please subscribe, join the Discord, and we will see you guys next week.